Hello, everybody. This is for the artists out there. I've put a model up now of kind of my expectations for your artwork and to try to help guide you. Yesterday, in our intro to Alice in Wonderland, we read the first chapter, and my directions were this: what's the dominant image of chapter one? And I would like to expand on the term dominant. Right? It's one of those vague nouns. It's one of the ones I told you in our grammar lesson yesterday to try to avoid. Okay, so what does it mean to be the dominant image? And here is what I hope. The dominant image, to me, this is a little bit negotiable, is like the major action that kind of spurs the plot point. All right. So what I hope from the artist is to work especially with the plot diagram person, but also the person who is doing the emotions, that grammar and vocab worksheet where you have to figure out the emotions, to work with those two people and see where they're really coming from, like what language really had an emotional impact and help us understand Alice and her emotional state, right? Because emotions are what drives people. So what we feel is really, really important. And what we feel as readers helps our interpretation. Okay, and the plot point as well. So your image should align with those two people, the plot point especially. Whatever that gist summary is for the plot diagram, that's what your dominant image should be. Okay, so if you're reading chapter 2 or chapter 3 and the plot person says, I see Alice doing this, or I think Alice doing this, or having this happen to Alice is the major action in this chapter. Uh, Again, you guys can negotiate, you can have a little discussion there. I hope that you do. But ultimately, what I'm asking is for you guys to come to an agreement. Whoever may win that negotiation, quote unquote, win. That'll be the dominant image. That's what I mean by dominant image. Like, what's the plot point? What's the rising action? What's the main conflict of that particular chapter? Okay, so here's my example. Alice is falling. You can tell it's Alice because of her long golden locks and her big eyes that are blue, but you can't tell. You also see that like she was bored when she was falling. That's what she's saying. This is taking forever. And then these little wavy lines, these are not speed lines, they're the opposite, right? So instead of having these whoosh lines, whoosh, 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 instead of her falling fast, she's just kind of like floating down. So that's what my picture represents here. And then here's the ground, and then here's the rabbit hole, and it narrows for some reason. It doesn't say that in the chapter, but like that's how I saw it in my mind's eye. So that's what I drew. Okay, that's it. Thank you.